created the jump up in front the line, stuck a mine between a corner store and a blurry line with it forever, and the lobster is butterfly, stuck a mile down for whatever, nothing rides. But knowing how the end of that movie is underlined, and knowing my pop starred in that movie a couple times, I already knew the script. What a surprise. If memory serves me, I remember wondering what all of that work be. Posted on the same stoop like what the word be, but someone was always standing behind me to curb me from off where that curb be. If memory serves me, son, I remember jumping off the stoop all thirsty, but being taught that the corner won't ever deserve me. Someone was always standing behind me to curb me from off where that curb be. If memory serves me, I was born in Kings County beside me. My son was born in the same hospital as Blue Ivy. My father was 20, I was 35. I'm still trying to measure up to the worldly design. I'm in the world of a bind, like how worldly am I? To understand the corner store and the world it defines, but comfy in Carnegie Hall like my world wasn't died. A world of Broadway and a world of supplies. On the live 96 case and write a thesis on what you see and how the stories that they sing when it hit and how it fixates. Granny is mixtapes and Po 9 see me the same as who's standing next to me, but knowing the drop due to my pops, I get to be giving you all the above as opposed to a sketch of me and all of the shoulda, coulda, wouldas that I coulda put up. And now I look up, walls full of murals my father tore down. All of this was thought out, whether I was thinking or not. Somebody was thinking in case I ain't think out the box. So stuck in mind, down for whatever, nothing rides. But knowing how the end of that movie is underlined, and knowing my pop starred in that movie a couple times, I already knew the script. What a surprise. If memory.
Well, we have an interconference affair lined up for you today as the Brooklyn Nets come in for this one. We've got some terrific NBA action in store for you today. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. And our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. Now here's Irving. And the three ball is good. And tonight's game, like so many, could come down to the three-point shooting for each team. Greg, there are debates as to whether that style alone can win you a championship in the NBA.
Well, Kevin, there's never a substitute for balance. And coaches and players are too smart. You have to keep your opponents guessing. But leave no doubt, the three-pointer is here to stay.
Durant with a wide-open look.
For three.
Good, and the assist goes to Irving.
Right back at you. Durant motivated to put it right in his opponent's face. No better way to do it than with a three of his own.
Doncic, no good. Pass to Irving. Back to KD. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. And then Durant with the dunk.
You know, why settle for the layup when you're this close? Durant might as well just turn it over and punch it home.
So valuable on the defensive side of the ball. Simmons goes beyond personal, Clark. He can guard 1 through 5 at a very high level.
Well, Kevin, you start with his tremendous athleticism for a guy that's a legitimate 6'11". He takes pride in defending, and he's disruptive as well as disciplined.
Here's Brunson. Following the basket by Kyrie Irving. The drive by Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
Big time flush by Doncic. Man, this young fella really has a lot of game.
First personal foul. First team foul.
It's Durant on the wing. He's got 5. Here's Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Doncic with the bucket.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
Andre Drummond.
And it's Drummond with the jam.
thrown down with force. Drummond with great feel around the rim. Now, usually he's one of the leading dunkers in the NBA because he doesn't waste any time or motion in it.
And the dunk by Doncic.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim.
Well, you got to make that moment last. Enjoy it for as long as you can.
Here's Brunson following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. And Doncic gets it to go.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
And on the way from Irving for three, here's Drummond. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
And Doncic gets it to go.
Only one miss in his first 8 attempts, coming out of the gate strong.
Inside. Nice pass. Right under the rack perfectly for the layup. Curry's got 5.
Irving doing a nice job there being creative and efficient with that beautiful assist.
On the wing, Doncic. Another 3 for Dallas.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Left side, Curry. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
Coming on to the floor for the Nets.
50 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Now here's Brunson. No points in the game yet for him. And the dunk by Doncic.
Boy, from the moment he entered the league, Doncic has been an immediate star, capable of big nights just about any time he's on the court.
Now here's Mills. Powell pulls it in. Doncic right side. Finney-Smith. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic.
Boy, what a brilliant find by Doncic.
For 3, Harris. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And to look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Mavericks.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And also like the attack. Off the bounce. I mean, they're taking the initiative here in terms of getting into the lane and forcing the defense to collapse.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic.
That's his first personal foul.
That's his first foul.
First team foul.
It's the Nets now. 4-point game. And that one's good. Griffin.
Yeah, how about the strength and focus there of Griffin? Absorbs the hit and still finishes. And for a player with Blake Griffin's physical makeup, it was a big adjustment when he had to deal with injury issues. He's really had to reshape his body and his game.
Brooklyn with the ball. The Mavericks making the shot. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Aldridge. And so the ball's out of bounds. Powell touched it last. And one thing about Griffin and the injuries, Greg, that he went through, he did everything he could to get his body back to where it needed to be.
And he didn't care what it was, yoga, weights, conditioning, you name it, because he knows how important it is to be able to elevate. And Griffin needs to be explosive, and he'll work 24/7 to make sure he is.
Pass to Griffin. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Yeah, you know, Mills is one of those energizing players who does a little bit of everything, including finding his open teammates.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
Back to Brown. 3-pointer. And Brooklyn turns it over again. The Nets making a switch here.
Coming over the floor for the Nets, Ben Simmons.
Dallas leading by 5. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Thank you for the baton, Kevin. Kyrie Irving, of course, marches to the beat of his own drum. At times, that might rub people the wrong way, but Kyrie says, I've learned lessons from it. That's the most beautiful and exciting part, just the growth. What I'm saying is, it's always been bigger than the game for me. And guys, you have to respect his willingness to go it alone.
You do indeed, D.A. Thank you for that portrait. Clark, you had excellent handles for a front court player. How much of a benefit is it for a big man to be comfortable with the dribble, with the ball in his hands?
I think it's so valuable. And now it's a dozen to a dozen big guys can put it on the ground. I mean, it used to be 2 out of a dozen guys you'd see 6, 8 or better that could really handle the ball in my day. But now it's commonplace, and it's a valuable skill. My late dad, emphasized that from the time I started playing organized basketball. Make sure you can go with the ball where you want to against pressure. If you can do that, then you'll always add value to your team as a big guy.
Near the 3-point line, it's Doncic. That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
It's tipped. They retain possession. Outside Irving. Offensive rebound from the arc. And that one is off. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for Dallas. 6-point lead. That one drops for him.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Outside Curry. Back to Irving. 3-pointer. Drops in the tray.
Kyrie Irving.
Irving's got 5 points in the quarter.
I got a question for you. How do you defend Irving in the pick and roll? He's so quick, and his ball handling is so good. Absolutely, virtually impossible.
In the corner, Hardaway with it. Doesn't go that time. And Brooklyn will come the other way. And that one's good. Marjanovic.
Yeah, how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Irving for 3. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
Well, the defense not doing a good job at all of getting after him. They've got to crowd him and make it tough for him. That's his second this quarter.
Out of the game. The Nets making a switch here.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
On the wing, Hardaway. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And it's Durant with the rebound. Simmons on the wing. Outside for Durant. From deep three-point range. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Clark as good a scorer as ever. Durant just needs to stay healthy, right? Just to break all kinds of records.
I agree with that, Kevin. He is as lethal a scorer as we've seen. I mean, when you just talk about putting the ball in the basket, he's in the top 10 all time for my money.
Clock is at 3. Marjanovic. Good, and the assist goes to Hardaway. Marjanovic has got the first basket of the second half here for Dallas. A nice shot by Irving.
Flashing those crazy handles. I mean, major rush hour handles. So fun watching Irving handle the ball the way he does.
Dinwiddie drives in. Down low. And he drops in the way up off the glass. And the Mavericks lead by 6.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Outside, Green. Here's Hardaway. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And as you can see, he still wears Hardaway Jr. on the back of his jersey card, showing respect for the path his father laid.
And Kevin, how cool is that? You know, his dad, Tim Hardaway Sr., was an all-star point guard. And even if Jr. never makes an all-star game, he certainly is making his father proud. That's a real cool story to Hardaway.
Now here's Curry. 5 points in the game. From deep, from beyond the arc, and then some.
3.
Curry's got 8 points.
This is why you pay Seth Curry the big contract, the big money. His range is unlimited.
Doncic outside. Hardaway trying to free himself up. And it's Doncic missing. Nets trail by 5. Irving for 3. And the Nets another 3.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
And it just forces the defense to pay more attention to him, guys, which we know can open up things for others.
And you know you're special when you're drafted 3rd and people still can't believe you slipped that far. That's how good Doncic has been in his young career.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. And Greg, at the time of the 2018 draft, Luka Doncic was regarded as the best international prospect ever.
And that sounds right because, you know, coming from Europe, a lot of people assume that he's got a low ceiling, but he's surpassing all those expectations.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Brooklyn Nets are creating a fresh legacy. Kevin Durant says it's new energy. We're one of the first teams in Nets history where fans are expecting us to do good things. The Basketball culture is deep in Brooklyn, and they're looking for a team to latch on to. Well, guys, it looks like they found a good one.
I agree, David. Thanks. And finished off by Katie.
You know, he's a good guy to have running that particular set. I mean, Durant is not a guy who makes a lot of mistakes in the pick and roll.
Doncic outside. Buries it from three-point range. Doncic has got 5 points now this quarter.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Here's KD. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Durant's got it all tied up now for Brooklyn. And there's the call on Durant. That is his first foul of the game. And Brooklyn making a change.
Coming on the floor for the Nets.
Driving in.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
Pass to Mills. Brown. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
His first personal foul.
And Kevin, everybody's dissected Luka's offensive game, trying to find that weakness, and I'm just here to tell you, I don't think he has it.
And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. And the shot goes down.
Joe Harris.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Here's Doncic.
Speedy drive by Doncic. That doesn't quite go together. He usually is going at his home pace, but he does take advantage of holes when he sees them.
Back to Aldridge.
Aldridge.
And the layup's good off the glass.
Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision, excellent.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
Down into the lineup for the Nets. Ben Simmons.
19 seconds left in the third quarter.
Kyrie Irving.
Doncic outside. Shot clock at 5. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That's his first foul of the game. And the bonus will go to the free throw line.
14 foul.
And he drew that call by establishing his base early and then doing a great job with the box out.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that go into rebounding, guys. You need strength, you need positioning, but I think timing and a nose for the ball most important. And I think you're right. That's what got him that call, his physicality and strength.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
All right, look who's coming onto the court. Come on and get loud for your Mavericks dance team.
Dallas calls timeout.
Mavericks timeout call. Who's coming onto the court? Come on and get loud for your Mavericks dance team. Give them a hand, fans. Your Mavericks dance team. Timeout charge to Dallas. It's a T-shirt bonanza.
And so Powell nails both of them.
One of the things I really like about Dwight Powell is that he doesn't play outside of himself. He plays to his strengths.
Shoots the three. That's tipped. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. It's been all about Luka. Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Brooklyn trailing. Irving looking over the floor. Outside for Curry. Outside, Simmons. To the paint. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Here's Irving. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
To the inside. Baseline jumper. He gets that one. And the Mavericks lead by 4.
Powell playing with a lot of confidence because he knows he has the trust of his teammates. They've got confidence in him to take these shots.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Right wing. In the corner, Simmons with it. Pass to Drummond. Powell with the steal. Now here's Doncic with the drive. And the dunk by Doncic.
Boy, there's a subtle but real physicality and aggressiveness to Doncic's approach to the game, and that's part of his greatness.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
You know, nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Back to Powell. Doncic outside. Shakes him. And no problem from Powell as he finishes at the rim.
Dwight Powell certainly has high energy, and his hops help him a lot inside.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
And Dwight Powell continuing his comeback. The ruptured Achilles back in 2020. And that injury now not the career ender it once was.
Well said, Greg. Guys come back from that because of the advances in technology and training. And a credit to Powell that he's back and looking as tough and as impactful as ever. He's a guy that kind of holds the mortar together on teams. Does a lot of the stuff that needs to be done.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
During that last break, guys, I got a chance to hear Steve Nash talking to his team. He said, I love how we're shooting the basketball. You guys have been locked in from 3. Just keep taking makeable shots. If you don't have it, pass it to the guy who does. Kevin?
Thank you, David. And it's the Mavericks with the ball. 4-point game. Pass to Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
They get it again. And here is Curry. There's the triple. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that one.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
You can feel the sense of urgency they have to get this thing closed out as soon as possible.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
Any lull in the action so far has been short-lived because there have been nothing but buckets in this one.
Here's Finney-Smith. And they double up Doncic. 5 to shoot. Durant with the steal. Curry with a wide-open look. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Now it's just a 3-point Maverick lead. Doncic. He takes it in, and he uses the glass on the way. Doncic has got 47 points.
Doncic not afraid of the moment, actually embraces the spotlight. This guy steps up big when needed most.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
You know, something else I've noticed is just how many of their baskets have been set up by assists throughout the game.
Here's Doncic. And Dallas again with the bucket.
No fear or hesitation in the eyes of Doncic. He loves the chance to take and make these big ones.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They're down by 5. 1:03 left here in the fourth quarter. Outside Curry. From downtown, they get it back. The kick out to Irving. Good! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Irving's got them falling right now, that's for sure.
Brunson scanning the floor. And they double up Doncic. Shot clock at 6. Back to Powell. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And Doncic, here we go. Good!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Now here's Durant. The tray. Outside Curry. Durant in the corner. Outside for Curry. And Irving launches it from deep. It counts. And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Comfortable in the clutch. That's who Kyrie Irving is. Unfazed by the game's biggest moments.
So it's a narrow victory for the Mavericks, pulling out the W. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
I mean, these are those games that feel so great. To win, and really, it's like a knife in the gut to lose. You gotta love being on.
Me up when you
Girl, you chosen. Up when you open. I'm just imposing that you give it to me and just me only. Yeah. Girl, you chosen. Up when you open. I'm just imposing that you give it to me and just me only.